Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd. Fa'awudhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Suratul Falaq.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas both are the final two chapters of Qur'an, and they were revealed together and are collectively known as Al-Mu'awwazatain, meaning the two surahs of seeking protection from all evil. Both surahs begin with Qul A'udhu, say I seek refuge, and they are classified as Makki surahs. However, Surah Al-Falaq was revealed after Surah Al-Fil, and this surah consists of 5 ayats, 23 words and approximately 80 letters. So in Surah Al-Falaq, specifically we seek refuge from hidden evils, those that are unseen and beyond our awareness. So let's now try to understand each ayah of Surah Al-Falaq one by one. In the first ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Qul, say, A'udhu, I seek refuge or I seek protection, Birabbil Falaq, with the Lord of the Daybreak. I seek protection of the Lord of Al-Falaq. The word Falaq comes from the root letters Fa, Lam, Qaf, and it is understood as As-Subh, means morning. Why? Because the word Falaq literally means a split or a cleaving, and it is exactly how morning emerges, the break of dawn. In the Qur'an, Allah is described as Faliqul Asbah, the one who causes the morning to break. This means that the darkness of the night is torn apart and allowing the light of morning to shine through. So Al-Falaq refers to the daybreak. However, if we reflect deeper, everything in existence comes forth through some kind of breaking or splitting. Something must break for creations to emerge. For example, an eggshell cracks and a chick comes out, or a seed breaks open and a plant grows. Because of this, Falaq is also understood as Al-Khalaq, the creation. Thus, when we say Qul A'udhu bi Rabbil Falaq, it can mean I seek refuge in the Lord of the daybreak, or I seek refuge in the Lord of all creation. The Lord of Falaq is the Lord of everything, especially the morning, as it signifies the emergence of light. Darkness is dispelled and daylight takes over. Why? Because Allah created it, Rabbul Falaq. He is the one who brings morning after the night, and just as He removes physical darkness, He can remove all forms of darkness from our lives. Whether it is the darkness of ignorance, the darkness of doubt, the darkness of sadness, or the darkness of fear and confusion. Only by seeking refuge in Allah can all forms of darkness be removed. As He says in the Qur'an, Allahu waliyul ladhina amanu yukhrijuhum minadh-dhulumati ila an-nur, meaning Allah is the protector of those who believe. He brings them out of darkness into light. So when we say قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ, we are turning to the one who removes the fear of the fearful, the sorrow of the sad, and the worries of the anxious. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of the daybreak from the evil of what he has created. Means seeking protection from any harm that may come from Allah's creation. Since Allahu khaliqu kulli shay'in, Allah is the creator of everything, and wa huwa ala kulli shay'in wakil, he is the disposer of affairs over everything. We turn to him for refuge from any potential danger in his creation. Think about any fear, worry, or concern you may have. What frightens you? Is it a person, a future difficulty, an illness, the fear of poverty, or the loneliness? Bring these fears to your mind and imagine that darkness. And then say, Min sharri ma khalaq. I seek Allah's protection from the evil of whatever He has created. So this means asking Allah to protect us from any harm, known or unknown, that may come from anything in existence, because every creation has a potential for harm. For instance, wind can be refreshing breeze, but it can also bring storms, right? Lightning looks beautiful, yet its sounds can be terrifying and may cause deafness, and its brightness can harm the eyes. And on the other hand, rain benefits the earth, but too much rain can lead to flooding. And if you talk about the ground we live on is stable, but it can also shake in an earthquake. So the truth is, we don't always know where may harm come from. But that doesn't mean something is inherently evil. Instead, in certain situations, it may become harmful. How? Take paper for example. Paper is not evil, yet it can give you a painful paper cut. The paper itself is not harmful, but in that moment, due to the way it rubbed against your skin, it became sharp for you. So the reality is that anything has the potential to cause harm under certain circumstances. So by saying min sharri ma khalaq, the one seeking refuge in Allah is asking him to protect them from every possible evil and any harm that may arise from his creation. So seeking Allah's protection means trusting and relying on him completely, which eliminates fear and worry. When you place yourself in Allah's care, you can have peace of mind knowing that he will safeguard you from every danger. So after mentioning min sharri ma khalaq, which is the general request for protection from any harm that may come from creation, three specific types of evil are highlighted in this surah, which are the ghasiq, the sahir, and the hasid. So we will analyze each of these evils one by one. The phrase وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبْ means and from the evil of darkness when it settles. So the word ghasiq comes from the root letters ghain, sin, qaf, meaning something intensely cold. Here ghasiq refers to the night because it is colder compared to the daytime. Even on cold days, sunlight provides warmth, but as the night falls, the temperature drops significantly. And additionally, ghasiq is also understood as the moon. As the Prophet ﷺ once told Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, Ya Aisha, isti'azi billahi min sharri haza, yani al-qamar, fa inna huwa al-ghasiqu idha waqab. Meaning, O Aisha, seek refuge with Allah from its evil, meaning the moon, for verily it is the ghasiq when it settles. So what does iza waqab mean? The word waqab means to enter, to cover with darkness. So when the night enters, it spreads darkness everywhere. So the waqab also means to prevail, meaning the night can last for many long hours. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to seek protection from the night, and why when the night falls we are instructed to bring children indoors? Well, because as the night comes in, shayateen spreads across the land. But it's not just the devils. Many things that are hidden in the dark can be harmful. For example, nocturnal predators come out to hunt. And even criminals often commit their acts under the cover of darkness. Even within our homes, there can be evil. The evil of the screen is an example. People get engrossed in screen for hours, neglecting Isha and struggling to wake up for Fajr. And at night, when we sleep, we become pregnable. We do not see, hear, or react to threats. If danger approaches, we cannot protect ourselves. Then, in such a situation, who can protect us? Well, the answer is only Allah. That is why we are instructed to seek Allah's protection before sleeping. Now, let's move on to the next ayah, which is وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ fil uqad, and from the evil of the blowers into knots. Have you ever heard of people tying knots and blowing on them to perform magic? Well, this ayah teaches us to seek protection from this very evil. So let's break it down and understand the words of this ayah. So the word naffasat is the plural of nafasa, which means someone who blows frequently. It could refer to an individual or a group involved in this act. And what is al-uqad? Al-uqad is the plural of uqada, which means a knot. So al-uqad means knots. Now the question is, how does an-naffasati fil uqad relate to magic? Well, firstly, the sahir or the magicians take something that belongs to a victim like hair or nails, and after that they tie knots in a thread around it, and then they recite certain words to please the shayateen, and lastly they blow on those knots to complete their magic spell. So this is how this ayah is related to magic. And till date, this practice is used to harm people. Even the Prophet was affected by magic. His enemies performed sorcery against him using a comb, tying knots around it and hiding it. But what Prophet did? He destroyed that spell by reciting Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas while untying each knot. So make sure to recite these surahs before sleeping to protect yourself, just like the Prophet did. Now let's move on to the last ayah of this surah. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ, and from the evil of the envier when he envies. So what does hasid mean? A hasid is someone who has hasad. So what is hasad? It's jealousy. And what is jealousy? It's when a person feels upset. But why do people feel jealous? Imagine you see someone enjoying a blessing. Maybe they got a new job, a high grade, or whatever success. So inside your heart, instead of being happy for them, you feel angry or irritated. And that feeling is called hasad. But hasad doesn't just stop there. It's not just a thought, but it turns into a desire. The jealous person doesn't just feel bad. They actually want that blessing to be taken away from the other person. And when hasad grows in the heart, a person can't help but act on it. They may harm other person with words, actions, or even eyes. Words by saying hurtful things, actions doing something to take away the blessing, and even with the evil eye. That's why we ask Allah for protection. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ, meaning, O Allah, protect me from the envy of a person who feels envy, who wants that my blessings should be taken away. So protect me from becoming the target of someone's jealousy, because jealousy is evil. But there is a strange reality. We have been taught to seek protection from hasad, right? But sometimes what happens? We actually want people to be jealous of us. I'll tell you how. Many of us post our blessings on social media just to make others feel bad, and we show our happy moments just to make someone jealous. Well, that's like inviting harm to yourself. We shouldn't be doing that, because hasad is evil and it leads to negative actions. So instead of making people jealous, what we should do? We should be grateful for our blessings and humble about them. So what we learn from this surah? We learn that we should seek Allah's protection against every kind of evil, because evil is of so many types and it can be all around us in so many different forms. And when you look at all of these evils, you find yourself feeble and inadequate to protect yourself. So then the one who gives himself in Allah's protection, then he is saved. He is saved from shar of khalaq, shar of ghasiqin idha waqab, shar of an-naffathati fil uqad, and also the shar of hasidin idha hasad. That's all for today. I hope I was able to help you understand this wonderful surah. Inshallah, in the next video, we will explore the paired surah of Surah Al-Falaq, that is Surah An-Nas. Until then, may you all remain under the protection of Rabbul Falaq. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Barakallah li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.